In 1609, Italian scientist Galileo Galilei used the newly invented optical device of the time, the telescope, to view the heavens. In his observations, he found celestial bodies, the moons of Jupiter, that didn't revolve around the Earth, launching a revolution that forever altered our understanding of the cosmos. And it is almost 4 centuries later when NASA launched Hubble Space Telescope aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery in 1990, starting another revolution in the field. So in this video, we're going to talk about some of the stunning discoveries made by the Hubble Space Telescope. So watch this video till the end. Hello everyone, welcome to the Space Discoveries. Subscribe to the channel for every single detail about the new discoveries in the vastness of the space. Also, do not forget to hit that bell icon for new updates. Having said that, let's get started. Since the launch of the Hubble Space Telescope in 1990, the world has been captivated by the stunning images it produces, while also getting a better understanding of how the universe works. It is still regarded as one of the world's best telescopes, despite its age and modest size, even though it is more than a decade old. Even though the Hubble mirror is not as large as the 8 to 10 meter telescopes that are built on the ground, and even bigger ones are planned in the future, its 2.4 meters is considered relatively average for a modern research telescope, and it has optics that are approaching their 3rd decade. However, it consistently outperforms some of the most advanced ground-based telescopes and is still considered the pinnacle of optical and ultraviolet astronomy, with the demand for its use in research being much greater than the availability of time to observe. When Hubble shows us pictures of objects or distant places in space, it shows us images of how objects looked in the distant past. This is due to the fact that light travels a long distance from the source of the light to reach its destination. There are even instances where a delayed view of local objects can be profound. For example, one can observe our nearest neighboring galaxy, the Andromeda Galaxy, as it was nearly 2.5 million years ago. Because of this, telescopes such as Hubble act like time machines, allowing us to study the evolution of the universe over time. In the past few years, Hubble has made some very important discoveries. So let's talk about them one by one. It is a well-known fact that when Hubble was launched in 1993, it was delayed by a large blurring effect caused by a mistake in the mirror, causing it to be unable to complete its critical astronomy missions. On Hubble's first servicing mission, astronauts on the Endeavour space shuttle fixed a problem with the reflecting mirror of the space telescope, bringing its optics to the present-day levels of detail we are accustomed to. Later in 1994, Hubble recorded snapshots of a rare cometary impact, which had occurred when comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 collided with Jupiter and emitted an immense plume of debris. Additionally, Hubble found conclusive evidence that supermassive black holes can be found for the first time in galaxy centers by observing the galaxy M87. In 1995, Hubble took the famous picture of the Eagle Nebula, which later became known as the Pillars of Creation. Later in 2001, Hubble took measurements of the atmospheric elements of HD 209458b, an exoplanet in the constellation of Pegasus. Later in 2004, the Hubble Ultra Deep Field was released to the public, allowing scientists to peer even further into the distant past of the universe. And in 2005, Hubble took a picture of 2 previously unknown moons orbiting Pluto. A Hubble observation in 2007 revealed that Eris is bigger than Pluto and that it can be described as a dwarf planet. The Hubble Space Telescope also assisted in the creation of a 3D map showing the distribution of dark matter throughout the universe. In 2008, Hubble took a picture of the exoplanet Fomalhaut b, the first visual image of an exoplanet. In the same year, Hubble discovered organic molecules on an extrasolar planet, as well as celebrated the telescope's 100,000th orbit around the Earth. And in 2010, it has been reported that Hubble images revealed distant galaxies that potentially have redshifts, an important measure of distance in cosmology, greater than 8, revealing the universe as it looked like when the universe was less than a tenth as old as it is now. The Hubble Space Telescope also captured a never-before-seen photo that shows 2 asteroids colliding. As of 2011, Hubble has made its millionth observation, a spectroscopic analysis of HAT P7b, an exoplanet with a sun-like orbit. This marks the publication of the 10,000th scientific paper using Hubble data. Later in the year 2012, Hubble took some images that showed 7 primitive galaxies from a very distant population that formed more than 13 billion years ago. On the image, you can see the galaxies as they were when the universe was less than 4% of its age today. In the latter part of the year, that record was broken when Hubble discovered an object that was discovered when the universe was only 3% of its present age, only 470 million years after the Big Bang. Using Hubble in 2013, for the first time the true color of a planet orbiting another star was determined for the first time, as well as water vapor erupting from the surface of Jupiter's moon Europa for the first time. And in 2014, the Hubble Space Telescope has become the first telescope in the history of humankind to be able to observe an asteroid disintegrating, as well as reveal the most detailed weather map yet for an exoplanet. The Hubble Space Telescope observed, for the first time in 2015, the effects of gravitational lensing on the image of the light pattern of a distant exploding star, where the powerful gravity of the foreground galaxy acts as a cosmic magnifying glass, enhancing and spitting the image into a cross-shaped pattern of light. Furthermore, just like the discoveries made by this telescope, Hubble has made over 1.3 million observations since its start in 1990, including the tiniest ones. As a matter of fact, Hubble travels at a speed of 17,500 miles per hour and has covered sufficient distance to travel to Neptune, the furthest planet in our solar system. Gamma-ray bursts. Gamma-ray bursts are the most powerful explosions ever recorded in the history of the universe, releasing more energy within a few seconds than our sun will release in its entire lifetime of more than 10 billion years. For years, the origin of these bursts has been a mystery. The Hubble Space Telescope also helped discover that these bursts of star formation are typically observed in galaxies that are actively forming stars, as well as being low in metallicity, meaning they have no elements heavier than helium. In conclusion, it was found that gamma-ray bursts were formed when massive stars collapsed to form black holes. Galaxies in which stars are forming are often rich in massive stars that collapse quickly, and low metallicity stars are more likely to retain their mass and form black holes. And additionally, the Hubble Space Telescope has been able to peer into the past to locations more than 13.4 billion light-years from Earth. Awesome, right? Moreover, the fact that it is one of the most successful telescopes of all time comes at a price. The Hubble Space Telescope's original construction costs were more than $2 billion, and Hubble's running costs have now far exceeded the $10 billion mark. The original cost of the James Webb Space Telescope is $10 billion, but the cost is expected to exceed both of these figures. Despite this, in the astronomical community, it is seen as worth the money, not only because it makes possible world-class astronomy through its observations, but also because it gives people around the world an up-close view of the beauty of astronomy from above the clouds. In addition to Hubble's scientific discoveries, one of the things that stands out to me about Hubble is its surprisingly long life. It is hard to imagine that the Hubble Space Telescope has been around for such a long time, and in that time, it has revolutionized our understanding of the universe. In the course of 5 missions to serve it over the years, not only major repairs were done, but also upgrades were carried out in order to give it new capabilities, enabling it to continue making new discoveries and capturing even more breathtaking images over time. Even after the last mission to service it in 2009, Hubble could continue working for at least another 5 years. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, then don't forget to press that thumbs up button and also that hot red subscribe button. And we'll see you in the next video.